Hi, I'm Randy, technician here at Pete's RV. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about deep cycle batteries. Most commonly asked question I get about a deep cycle battery is how long will it last? Can't really answer that question. There's an amp hour rating on a deep cycle battery, so it all depends on the state of the charge when you started using the battery and what you're using in your camper to draw on that battery. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about charging the battery and how to store the battery as well. Okay, charging a deep cycle battery. First thing we want to do is get ourselves what I call a bench charger. This could be obtained at any auto parts store, Walmart, Sears, any store like that. Next we're going to hook up our battery charger. Red's typically positive, black's typically negative, and the battery should be labeled for positive and negative. First thing we want to do to our deep cycle battery is put it on a high rate of charge till about 90% of the battery is charged. This particular charger here has a 0 to 100% rate. So I'm going to put it on a high rate of charge for my 12 volt deep cycle battery until it reaches about 90%. But very important we keep an eye on it while we're in this high rate of charge. We don't want to heat the battery so much that it starts to boil the acid in the battery and does what we call gassing a battery, which will lower our water level inside the battery. So keeping an eye on it, we're going to keep it on a high rate of charge till about 90%. Once we've reached the 90% mark, approximately 90%. Once we've reached that mark, we're going to switch it to a low rate of charge or a trickle charge. And this particular charger here uses about a 2 amp rate. We're going to put that on until we reach 100%. Now this may take days. We do want to keep an eye on it. Check it frequently as you can while you've got it on the 2 amp charge. We don't want to leave it on too long to hurt the battery. Now we're going to talk about storing your deep cycle battery. Really important when you store your deep cycle battery to make sure it's at a full state of charge. Storing an uncharged battery will actually cause sulfation, which means the plates are going to get clogged up and will not accept the charge and will not last as long. It's going to shorten the life of your battery. So before you put a battery away for a long period of time, we want to take a little multimeter that can be purchased again at an auto parts store, Home Depot, Sears as well. You can pick them up for $20 all the way up to $1,000, and just check our voltage. This battery here is reading about 12.9. That's a good battery. Below 10.5 volts, sulfation will take place. Also, over a month period of time, this battery here is going to lose between 1 and 15% of its state of charge. So very important to check them occasionally. Make sure they're both above 10.5 volts, so you're not going to shorten the life of your battery. Another thing we want to do is check the water in our battery occasionally. And to do so, we're going to need some gloves and some eye protection. You don't want to get this battery acid on you. And we're going to remove the caps on our battery. Now I've previously popped this cap, but you may need a screwdriver to get underneath there. Lift the cap, and you will see 3 holes in the battery under each cap with some water inside. Now this water is actually acid on a fully charged battery. If we can see the plates, we want to bring the water level up to the top of the plates before we charge the battery. If the water is just a little bit low, we want to make sure that we charge the battery before we add water. Don't want to add water prior to charging. We also want to make sure we use mineral water, mineral-free water, or distilled water. If we add just regular tap water with minerals in it, it's going to clog up the plates on our battery and shorten the life of our battery. Extreme warm weather and extreme cold weather will lose voltage on this battery as well. So, best place to store a battery is up here in the Northeast. Take them in for the winter. Anywhere above 32 degrees, warm and dry. Don't go above 110 degrees. That will shorten the life of the battery as well. So if you keep your battery fully charged, store it in a nice climate, you will get a lot more longevity out of your battery than just leaving it on the front of your camper with the wires hooked up to die over the winter. If you got any other questions or we missed something in this little segment here, feel free to give us a call at Pete's RV, or you can contact us at petesrv.com. Thanks and happy camping.